You're watching 7 Action News.
Well, a deadline is looming for more than 200,000 of GM's white-collar retirees to make a decision that will no doubt affect the rest of their lives. Take the lump sum pension payouts or keep a steady monthly check. Joining us now is John Schindler. He is the Senior Vice President at the Schindler Group at UBS Financial Services in Birmingham, and he's now here with more on the decision that GM employees are going to have to make. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, we do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
They're running out of time. They have to decide this, a week from tomorrow.
That's right.
And Ford will probably soon follow, but right now GM's the focus. So what is the #1 thing that these GM retirees should be considering?
The #1 thing that we've been telling people is this is a personal decision. You need to make that decision along with your family for what's right for you. You know, this is a personal decision that strikes real close to home for me. My father worked at Ford Motor Company for more than 30 years. At the time that he retired, he was divorced. He wasn't offered a lump sum, and unfortunately, less than 3 years later, he was diagnosed and passed away from cancer. So leaving a legacy for my dad was really important. Unfortunately, his only beneficiary ended up being Ford Motor Company for this valuable asset.
Got it.
Where does inflation come into the whole paradigm here? Because I know that a lot of people, when they're saving money, I've talked to money people, they're not considering inflation. Prices are going to go up probably in the next 15, 20 years.
Absolutely. And, you know, we tell people most people should probably keep the pension. But if you have some income flexibility, if you have the ability to have other income sources, you need to think about inflation. We hear every day from retirees that, you know, I'm worried about what the cost of health care will be in 10 or 15 years. We don't know, but we know it'll be higher. I mean, the price of bread has gone up 150% in the last 30 years. The price of a car that these great GM retirees made is up over 300%.
And then we start getting to gas.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, a pension doesn't increase,
right.
But you know, a properly invested lump sum can protect against inflation.
And you mentioned it just for a moment there, the income flexibility. I mean, some people live paycheck to paycheck,
yes.
And some people have been, you know, saving like the good squirrel before, you know, winter. Right. So that really it weighs in on this decision. Huge.
Huge. That's the first thing. If you don't have income flexibility, you should keep the pension. You know, a great example is we've been hosting weekly webinars, and a participant on that webinar, his wife has a teacher's pension. They both have Social Security. They were almost spending none of his pension. So we've advised him to take the lump sum. He can put that into his IRA and stop collecting out of it. We calculated he would save about $20,000 a year in taxes. Really? Yeah.
That's big.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
How does the physical health weigh into a person's decision?
Well, you know, I mean, I think my dad's story really brings that home. I mean, we've told people, you know, if you haven't had a physical in a while, get a physical. It may have a huge determination on which way you go. You know, the other sort of family issue is marital status. If you're divorced, if you've been widowed since you retired, this is people 97 or later retired, but you now have a significant other, but you don't want to get married for whatever reason, but you want to care for them financially after you're gone, the lump sum gives you the opportunity to have those assets put in trust and provide for that loved one after you're gone.
What about folks who have children with special needs who might be living with them or grandchildren?
Yeah. Again, that's something that hits close to home. My business partner has a son, and he has Down syndrome. And so we understand how important it is for people with children with special needs that they provide for them after they're gone.
Absolutely.
A pension only carries over to your spouse, so a lump sum would give them the opportunity to care for those children with special needs later in life.
Makes sense.
No doubt, terrific advice, John. Hopefully a lot of retirees or soon-to-be are getting that opportunity to listen to your advice today. We certainly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.